excited. Hopefully everyone else is too. I want to do a really quick episode and kind of fill everybody in on what's going on and give everybody updates. Let me fire up the old Instagram like I always do. So hopefully everybody's good. And we are going to get right into it. It is the first day of spring. So it's the first day of spring. And we're going to dive right in. And we're going to do a live talking about first day of spring and what you should or should not be doing and what you should be looking at. So with it being the first day of spring, I wanted to touch on a couple things that I've talked to you guys in the past about. And a lot of those things are, how to kind of set your day up for success and how to get, things done. So I've been, working really hard on getting a lot of this stuff done with YouTube and with podcasts and with everything else and with you guys' support. So I talked to my last podcast about, really kind of setting your day up and setting your day up for success. And a lot of people had messaged me and told me about some things they're doing and how they're going about it and how they're setting themselves up. So with it being the first day of spring, I told a lot of people, whether it was go to the gym, whether it was set up a schedule, whether it was, take some ownership of anything they're trying to do. I'm trying to give you guys some insight into how I approach my day and how to kind of start to pick away at getting yourself set up for a day that's successful and kind of starting something new and just trying something new and getting after whether it's the gym or it's anything else. But first, I want to thank the sponsors. So one of the things I wanted to kind of touch on is thank Canik. Canik donated a pistol. It was won by a listener, so I want to thank Canik. Big congratulations to the winner, Mr. 406. I want to thank him, but really, it's huge when they do this stuff, guys. It's huge when they're able to donate stuff like that. So big thanks to Canik. Big thanks to Crossbreed Holsters, Riton Optics, Taurus USA, and, of course, Kenzies Optics. So can't thank those guys enough for participating, but I wanted to do a really quick live and take a minute to give you guys some insight. Yeah, big congrats to him. And Cassie got her 1911, so big congrats to her as well. So I want to thank everybody that participated in that and everybody that's been heading over to the YouTube, participating, sharing, taking a minute to visit the YouTube. That's been huge. So a bunch of people messaged me about, just kind of things they could do and how they attack their day. And I had people messaging me that were, cancer victims. I had people messaging me that were sick, people messaging me about getting back to the gym, just a whole outpouring of different folks. And I want to just let you guys know those stories are awesome. I love hearing those stories. Keep them coming. When people message me and they say, John, I took a small tidbit of whatever away from your podcast or from your live, that stuff goes a long way with me. So I wanted to lay out a couple things, it being the first day of spring, that you could kind of attack and do right now that made some sense. So I took a look at my own lists of things I was doing or not doing, and I said, what makes sense to kind of tackle the first couple days of spring? What's the best thing to do? And I'll start with this. If you haven't started that diet maybe that you wanted to start it. If you haven't joined a gym and you want to, join it. If you've been kind of in a rut, and I told rut, get out of it. Get out of it. If you're struggling to kind of find your niche or find your whatever it is that you're trying to find, get in the car, take a ride, clear your head. I've talked a lot about that. That's something that I use. It's an approach that I use. Go do it. One of these things is going to dig you out of the fog. Okay? And just so you know, I practice what I preach in order to kind of get myself back in the out of the rut or in the mix. I took it to task, and this weekend I'm going to train and hopefully reinvigorate some things and get kind of the creative juices flowing a little bit. Just going to get in the car, and I'm going to go meet some friends and train and do some cool stuff and kind of get those creative juices flowing. So don't overwhelm yourself. Don't make this crazy, you're never going to conquer it list. Set very attainable goals, very simple goals for yourself, and attack. I told you guys before, a lot of what I'm doing on this podcast and what I'm doing with this stuff, it's not about me getting on here and giving you a big rah-rah speech or trying to, fire you guys up. You can go tune into Jocko for that or anybody else out there for that. It's more to give you guys some insight into kind of how I approach things and give you guys a deeper look. Because I do get so many messages about this stuff, and I try to give you guys a little bit of insight in how I dig myself out of ruts and how I approach different things. And whatever excuse you have to use, whether it's first day of spring, whether it's the, I don't give a fuck, the equinox, Christmas, whatever it is that you use, go after it. Set a goal and go after it. The goal's not gonna cure itself, or it's not gonna happen on its own. So take some time, set a goal, set an approach, and get after it. So I kind of create a little bit of a criteria for myself. If I'm not doing at least one thing on my lists, and I make tons of lists, I make them all the time, and I view it as I want to be doing 1 to 2 things on my list every single day that have me moving forward. And it's really important to me. It's really important to be hitting those things on the list. And one of the things I wanted to do on my list for a long time was create this podcast. And we just launched on Google Play. We've been, listed as on multiple streams as one of the, new and noteworthy type podcasts, which is great. But I always want to be moving forward, setting a couple of very attainable goals and moving the needle forward. So in honor of it being the first day of spring, in honor of it being a page-turning moment in the schedule, in the calendar, set those 2 or 3 goals and go after them. Go after them. So whatever it is that you're going after, or whatever it is that your target is, or whatever your goals are, whether it's to get back in the gym. I had a talk with Frenny the other day, and Frenny had me laughing. He was talking about he went to Virginia just to run a marathon. So I was like blown away. I was picking his brain. I was talking to him, and that was freaking awesome. Awesome. I was like, dude, you got in the car and you went to run a marathon? You know what I mean? That's awesome. And I've been using the analogy of sometimes you got to just get in the car. You know what I mean? You got to just get in the car. And a few guys said it doesn't feel like spring. And it doesn't in many ways, you know, in many ways it doesn't. And I think it's important to just use every moment that you have as an excuse to do something that elevates your game. That elevates your game and that gets you to do something that's not necessarily the norm, not necessarily, you know, in your conventional day-to-day routine, but break the norm. Break the norm. Sometimes, guys, and I'll tell you this story, sometimes just getting in the car and just setting a few goals and clearing your head, calling a few old friends, picking their brain can go a really long way. It's one of the practices I like to do. It can really change your perspective on things. It can open up new doors maybe you didn't see, and it can get you out of ruts. So if you've been in a rut and you're trying to dig out, use this as an opportunity. Use it as an opportunity. So it's the first day of spring. Use it. And I'm not talking about setting 50 goals. I'm not here telling you to take over the world. Go sign up for that gym membership maybe you didn't sign up for. Go attack whatever task you have in front of you. You know, I think we make a lot of excuses and we create a lot of boundaries for ourselves, and we don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. This is a good chance to kind of break down some of those boundaries. This is a good chance to kind of start to dig yourself out of some of those holes that you're in. And you guys know I say it all the time. I say, expect nothing, blame no one, and do your job. And I'm going to keep saying it. So keep doing it. Keep doing it. Use this time. Use this excuse. It's a good excuse. Some excuses are good excuses. So use this excuse. Write some goals down. Write some goals down. Hopefully you guys take in what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to be preachy. And I'm not trying to give you guys something that isn't necessarily the same information you can get somewhere else. I'm trying to give you a very simple, real approach. Yep. Everybody knows I sell the T-shirts on the website. I got a couple more T-shirts coming out. I'm trying my best to get you guys more stuff on the website. I'm desperately working on my ebook. So if you guys are looking for the T-shirt, get the T-shirt. If you guys want to donate to the Patreon, again, a few people have been donating slowly to the Patreon. Donate to the Patreon. It's all there, guys. It's all there to take advantage of. Tap hearts. Share this podcast. Share the YouTube. Appreciate it when you guys do. It means a lot. So take advantage of it. I put my money where my mouth is. I'll be heading down to Vegas this weekend to train, get back into it, get myself reinvigorated, refocused, recommitted to certain things, kind of get those juices flowing. I wanted to get about 50 of these podcasts up for you guys, gauge the response, see where it was at, see how it was performing, see what you guys were taking from it, and along the way give you guys some really cool prizes and some really cool stuff. So in that vein, I really want you guys to realize this is about giving back to you. So when I get those DMs and I get those messages and I get that stuff from you guys, it means a ton. It means a ton. So I appreciate it when they come through. I really do. So I appreciate it a ton. So keep it coming. Stay the course. Don't be afraid to try something different. Don't be afraid to take a chance. And if it means getting in the car, clearing your head, getting some fresh perspective, getting some understanding, getting your head screwed on straight, getting glued back in, then go do it. Take a Friday off from work. Take a ride. Go do it. That's what I say, guys. Go do it. Go get it done. Don't waste any more time. I think the worst thing you can do is waste time. So don't waste it. Don't waste it. Get out there and find your mission, whatever that mission is, whatever that goal is that you're trying to set. Get after it. Get after it. And that's what I live by. I mean, that's one of the things I try to put in front of myself. And I'm perpetually trying to stay refocused and stay committed and stay on that. I guess people like to call it the grind nowadays. I don't like calling it the grind. For me, it's just about taking the next step and the next step and the next step and the next step. I'm trying out a new microphone tonight in case you haven't noticed too. So I'm trying that out. But just stay committed, guys. Stay committed. And make sure that you have these goals, you have these things put in place, you have these steps, you have these things that are driving you forward and that are keeping you committed. So I would start with 3 goals. Being the first day of spring, start with 3 goals. And just repeatedly every morning tell yourself you expect nothing and you blame no one. And if you do something each day towards those goals, and people talk a lot about goal setting, and I say this: goal setting is good, but it only works if you work towards those goals. So whether it takes you, they never put a timetable on them. Set very attainable goals, weekly attainable goals, daily attainable goals, and just start to push towards them. I'm not one of these guys that has this major following, this huge this or this huge that. I just keep doing stuff that keeps moving me forward. And that's what I try to do, is just keep it moving forward. Without you guys sharing and participating and, liking and giving me the thumbs up on the pages and stuff, nothing moves forward without you guys. Nothing. So I try my best to do that, to create an environment for you guys that sets my own goals and helps me go forward. Whether that's seeing a good comment from one of you guys, seeing a good post from one of you guys, something, all those things. I like to just keep the train going forward. So the more you share, the more you participate, the more you download a podcast, the more you leave a review on iTunes, the more helpful it is. So I appreciate it when you do that. It means a lot. It says a lot. It helps it keep going forward. So I thank you all for that. You have to just keep it going forward any way that you can. So in that vein, it's the first day of spring. Expect nothing. Blame no one. Set 2 or 3 attainable goals. Create an environment for success for yourself, whether that's laying out your clothes for the gym, whether that's putting out that book you want to read or downloading that book you want to read. I always say it's very powerful when you spend money. So if you spend money on something, chances are you're going to do it. So it's very powerful when you actually nut up and put some money on the table. You'd be surprised what you do. So if it means going out and buying a new gym outfit, whether it means signing up for the jiu-jitsu gym that you want to join, whatever it is, go do it. Go do it. Get as active as you can, get as involved as you can, and do it. And just get it done. And I promise you, you guys, it'll go a long way. It'll go a long way. I know a lot of you are anxious to hear what's going on in terms of giveaways, things like that. We are going to be giving away some in-force lights. So find the in-force lights review on YouTube and leave a thumbs up and head over there and do that. Continue to share the YouTubes. Set some goals. Participate. I do want to touch on one other topic. Here we go. I struggle constantly in trying to eat clean. My workouts and cardio are in check, but I could use some advice on keeping up with dieting. Any suggestions, bro? Yes. Pre-cook your meals. Last time I checked, we hate wasting food, right? We hate wasting food and we hate wasting money. So if you pre-cook your meals, your chicken, your rice, I always say go back to basics. Go back to basics, guys. I just got a donation on the Patreon. I really appreciate that. Will, thank you. Those of you that participate in the Patreon, thank you. Yeah, lay out your food. Lay out your food. Fiber's your friend, for sure. For sure. There's nothing more powerful than if you stay committed to a schedule and you lay out your food and meal prep. Meal prep, meal prep, meal prep. Meal prep is the best friend you could have. And that's a great question. Absolutely, Tom. I know it sounds corny, but meal prep is huge. Those of you that just donated to the Patreon, thank you. Again, on the Patreon, guys, I want to say something. This money doesn't go towards, I'm not getting rich off of it. The goal is a small goal. And it's just more to cover shipping costs and things like that. Tom, I like having a treat every now and then, but it's staying on track is hard. Don't bring anything not in your plan into your home. Absolutely. Dieting is a lot like setting a financial budget. If Target doesn't sell it, you don't need it. People ask me all the time, how do you save money? I say, if Target doesn't sell it, you don't need it. That's how you save money. Now, you can spend a lot of money in Target now, but if it's pretty simple. Spending money will keep you on track in many ways because people hate to waste money. So stay on track. Clear liquids, light white meats, fish, rice, greens. Stay focused. Stay on the outside of the aisle. And that's it. Stay on the outside of the aisle. You know, it's really important that you stay committed to those things. And if you stay committed to those things, you'll go a long way. Will says jasmine rice. You know, all of it. It takes away stress, too. Saves you a lot of time. That's what this is all about. It's the first day of spring. Get into some good habits. These are great questions and great answers. Get in some good habits. Stay in those good habits. Don't deviate from the good habits. Stay in that place. Don't forget. It's really important if you stay committed and you stay on that path. Too many people make the mistake of expecting the path to just show itself. It's not going to. It's not going to. So I titled this one First Day of Spring. And for all of us, it doesn't matter who you are. I'm going this weekend, and if things, work out, I'll be training with Jay Cutler. I'll be down in Vegas. I'm going this weekend to get some good training in, and I want to get recommitted and refocused. So who do I go after? I go after the best. I go after the best, and that's who I want to train with, and I want to work with, and I want to sit down with, and I want to pick their brain. So, I tell you guys the same thing all the time. Stay committed. Stay committed. Yeah, 406. I mean, it's the way I've always been. If you go back and you look at my old videos, things like that, I try to stay around as many subject matter experts as I can. The more SMEs I'm around, the better. I'll be with Quest Bar. I'll be with Bruce Cardenas. I'll be with some of the guys. So that's really important to me. So to the guys that are in here now, thank you for chiming in. For those that donated to the Patreon, thank you. I lost 50 pounds 3 years ago, and I kept it off too. Will you fail? Yes. Pick yourself up and get back at it. Absolutely. Absolutely. So stay on that grind, stay focused, stay committed, and don't deviate from the plan, whatever the plan is that you make for yourself. Stay committed. So I'll tell you guys this. I set 3 goals for myself this spring. 1 is to clear my head and think my decisions through. Whether that's meditating on them, it's taking a little bit more time with my decision making. That's something I really want to strive to do. 2, my goal this spring is to be able to deliver, by the end of the spring, to have 75 podcasts recorded. Okay? 75 different pieces recorded and up. Okay, that gives me till June. I'm at 36. I'd have about 40 more to go. The other goal I'm setting for myself is to continue to accomplish 2 things a day towards some of my longer-term goals. 2 things a day towards some of my longer-term goals. One of them's an easy one. It's the gym. So getting in the gym sets the tone for my whole day. Okay, the other one is going to be something off my list that pushes me one step closer towards my overall goals. Okay? The Patreon is something I'd like to have funded. I'd like to fund that. That's a goal of mine. I'd like to have the Patreon funded. The Patreon goal is $250. And I've broken it down for you guys already in the past as to why I came up with that number. So I'm working on a schedule, Will. I am working on a schedule. That's coming. I'd like to get 1,000+ views on every one of my videos. I have that written down, and I'd like to get 20 comments on every video. You guys are doing a great job with the comments on every video. I appreciate it. So as time goes forward, the more you help, the more you do more, it makes it a lot easier. So the more you share, the more you participate, the more you get involved. That's 730 actions towards success. Small daily decisions. People talk a lot about, doing 5 things, and I think in a way, Mr. 406, it has a way of working itself out. But I'm a very small goal guy. Small goal guy. So set small goals, small attainable goals. So I hope this all makes sense to you guys. I hope it's one step closer. And I think it should. So I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the thumbs up. I appreciate the comments. I want to thank the sponsors, Riton Optics, Kenzies Optics, Taurus USA, and, of course, Crossbreed Holsters. I want to thank Canik as a special thank you for the pistol that we gave away. And I want to thank everyone who gave to the Patreon, especially Will and everyone else that gives to the Patreon. It means a lot. So whether you give $2 or $1, it's helpful. Okay, the Patreon goes towards covering the costs of shipping, the guns, transferring, all those things. You know, it's not cheap. It's not inexpensive. I sent out a pair of gargoyles to someone. I think that was like $15. So I appreciate it all. And take your time. The best thing you could do, guys, is share and watch an episode and leave a comment. Take your time. Put on an episode while you're in the gym and leave a comment. Head over to iTunes and leave comments. Head over to Podbean. Leave comments. Download. Participate. The more involved you get, the easier it makes it. So hopefully everyone has a good couple of days. I'll be broadcasting from the road. Hopefully I'm trying out this little setup I have here as a first day to try this setup. So hopefully everybody, can hear me clearly and enjoys it. But thank you to everyone who gave to the Patreon. Thank you to everyone who continues to support the podcast. The donations to the Patreon come in daily now, so I appreciate that. And if you head over to the website and you make a purchase, that goes a long way. I'm going to try and get Jay to do an episode. I can ask him friend to friend. Hopefully I can get him to sound off. So that would be awesome, of course. But I hope you guys understand. Yeah, I know the room's dark. I said it that way. You know I was sick. Stop that. I was sick the other day, guys. That's why I didn't broadcast. So I was feeling like, whoa. I was like way under the weather. So if you get an opportunity, head over to the Patreon. Support that. I recently put up an episode of backpacks. These are backpacks I don't own. Okay? There's a review of backpacks I don't own. Please tune into that episode. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. It's a top 5. I would really appreciate it if all you guys did that. I'll be giving away some Enforced weapon lights. I'm going to be giving away some other goodies from the road. Maybe we'll do a Quest giveaway while I'm on the road. We can do something with Quest. So that would be really good. And maybe I'll go live with Bruce Cardenas from Quest, and we'll do something with Quest. So, yeah, they were really cool, Chug. Those were 5 bags that I had. I don't own. Yeah, if you're going to pick up the wallet, tell them I sent you, Daryl. Send them an email. So use the links in my bio. Send them an email. Tell them I sent you. Tag them. So I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate everybody's support. If you head over to the website and you make a purchase or whatever it is, keep it coming. Keep supporting, keep sharing. When I sign off, I'll expect, leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think on the new top 5. I'm going to be watching those comments. Maybe I'll give a prize away. I got some hats here to some people. So let me know, and I will talk to you guys soon. I'm going to sign off, and I appreciate everyone. Remember, expect nothing and blame no one. We are